Hey guys, so haven't recorded in a few weeks. Been a busy few weeks. My son has cystic fibrosis, and so he was actually in the hospital for 10 days. We got out on Saturday. That was unexpected. We went to his CF checkup clinic visit, and the next thing I know, we're being told to be there at 6:30 the next morning. They wanted to do a bronchoscopy, which is where they go down into the lungs and look at what's down there, see if there's mucus, and they pull some, they get some swabs or whatever, and then they test it to see what bacteria he has in his lungs. and thankfully he doesn't have anything new, but they did find that he had a viral infection in his lungs, basically the common cold. So that kind of aggravated me a little bit to know that he got a cold, and that's what led him in the hospital. But anyway, let me get off the rant there. I started my pre-op diet on Thursday, I think it was, the 23rd of February. So today is day 7, and so far so good. My pre-op diet is a little different than what I see a lot on the forums of liquid diets. I do have some liquids that I have to take in, but I can have one meal a day where I have 4 ounces of lean meat. Dry seasonings only, no sauce or anything like that, no butter, no oils. So that's actually been working out really well, because I find myself getting really hungry in the afternoons. Now I do have I have to eat one of the meal replacement bars. I have to have a meal replacement shake. I've got like a chicken soup mix that I have to mix with like 7 ounces. I think it actually might be 9 ounces of warm water or hot water. I've got chicken soup, cream of chicken soup, and cheddar broccoli, and they're okay. I mean, they taste good to me. And then I have a pudding mix that I eat at night. I kind of use that as my dessert or my treat at night, and it's really, really good. All those things are full of protein. I'm actually taking in over 100 grams of protein a day, which kind of scares me. I'm getting right at 124 grams of protein a day. But I was told initially that I shouldn't be getting over 90. But the way that they have the diet laid out, there's no way to avoid it. So anyway, I've been eating tuna, shrimp, chicken breast, like boneless, skinless chicken breast, and it's been really good. And I can have an unlimited non-starchy vegetables, so I can have as much salad as I want. I can have as much bell peppers and onions and broccoli and cauliflower. I can have some carrots and some tomatoes, but I have to be careful with those because they do have a lot of sugar or natural sugars in them. So I've really just been staying away from that. I do have a few carrots from time to time when I have the broccoli and the cauliflower mix. But I really am excited for this journey. Like I said, I'm on day 7 of my pre-op diet, and I've already lost 6 pounds. See, I started out 257.8 was what they weighed me at in the hospital, 257.8, and this morning I weighed in at 251.4. So I'm really, really, really excited about that. It's an adjustment, because I'm so used to stopping by Burger King or McDonald's or Captain D's or wherever and getting something to eat. And so when I drive past those places, it's almost like, oh, I just wish I could stop and have one more, burger or whatever. But I'm staying away. We did go fishing. My husband and my kids and we all went fishing on Sunday, and I was doing really well. I had taken me a meal replacement bar for lunch, but they wanted Jack's, and I love Jack's burgers. And anyway, they're a burger joint, if you're not familiar with the South. We live in Birmingham, Alabama. So I decided to go with a grilled chicken salad, and so that was my meat for the day. And so so for dinner, they wanted waffles and bacon, which I know is breakfast, but they wanted it for dinner. They love my homemade waffles, and we just happened to have a pack of center cut bacon. So that's what I made for them for dinner, and I drank cheddar broccoli soup. But honestly, I wasn't that upset about it because I mean, honestly, I feel better. Like, I already feel better, and I can tell that I have a little bit more energy. I don't have as much energy. I'm kind of exhausted by the end of the day. Like, I just feel drained. And that's probably because I'm taking in less than 1,000 calories, and I do know that I have upped my activity. I'm trying to get in as many steps a day as I can, and I'm burning over 2,000 calories. So I am deficient, or whatever you want to call it, 1,000 calories a day, which is probably where that weight loss is coming from. My surgery is still scheduled for March the 10th. I'm the first case that day. I have to be there at 5 a.m. That is a Friday. It's actually next Friday. And so I'm just really excited. I'm not so much nervous. I'm not really even scared, which that kind of scares me that I'm not scared. But I think it's a good thing. I think that it is, it definitely shows that I have faith, and that I have been praying, y'all. I talk to God every day, and I ask him, you know, questions, simple questions, hard questions, whatever. I may not ever get an answer to some of the questions that I ask. I may not ever get an answer to some of the prayers that I ask, but it never hurts to have that relationship and depend on that whenever you're going through things like I am right now, such as when my son had to be admitted into the hospital, because it wasn't a definite. We went into clinic. They said, okay, we're going to do a bronch tomorrow. We went in for that, and they found a whole lot of mucus and a whole lot of irritation, and so then it just turned out to be, okay, let's go ahead and put a PICC line in and get him admitted. And thank God it was only for 10 days, because between my husband and I working, like, he works during the day, I work at night, and of course I have 7 on 7 off. It was really convenient the first few days because I was off, and so he didn't have to worry about swapping out with me. But that next week, which was last week, oh, it was a headache, because I would get off and I'd go over to the room, and I work at the hospital that my son was in. So, on one hand it was convenient, on the other hand it was kind of like, I'm ready to be out of this place. I have had enough of it, you know, after 10 days. So when Friday rolled around, his lung function was 93 when we first tested it on the week before, last week. It was 93, and so when I took him down to blow, is what we call it, where they check his lung function, and it was 102. So we were really excited that his lung function went up. He was feeling great. So everything went well, and we were able to be discharged on Saturday. And we just spent the day Saturday together. We just like hung out, and then well, actually we didn't get to hang out until later that afternoon. But and then Sunday we got up and we went fishing, and it was a good time spent with the family. Of course, we didn't catch anything. It was too windy, too cool, I think. But it was not stuck in the house, not stuck in a hospital room, with electronics in our hands. And so I was really thankful for that time to be able to spend with my family and have quality time. But anyway, so yeah, I should be finishing up my pre-op diet on the 8th of March, which is 8 more days. And then on the 9th, I have to do completely liquids, like broth and such. And then I think that afternoon, like at noon on the 9th, I have to drink a 10-ounce bottle of magnesium citrate, which I got in the grape flavored at Walmart for 98 cents. It's sitting in my fridge because I want it to be cold so I can just chug. And so that should probably clean me out or whatever, and then I'll have to be at the hospital at 5 o'clock on the 10th. And my wonderful best friend has offered to take my kids to school for me that morning, and her husband has agreed to take me to the hospital so that I don't have to worry about that, because my husband will already be going to work. So that's kind of exciting. But yeah, that's just where I'm at right now. I'm excited for what the future holds. I'm still reading all the forum posts about different things. I mean, I have read some horror stories that have kind of made me a little edgy, I guess, at best, but it's not going to stop me from doing this, because there's a complication with everything, with every surgery, with me being as overweight as I am, which granted is not as much as some people. I am was 257.8 pounds. The highest that I ever saw on the scale was 260. And I'm 5'5", 5 foot 5 inches. So it's just unhealthy. I want my kids to learn that, you know, we need to live a healthy life. Oh, and another side note, I know this is going to probably be a really long video, but another side note, my husband, of all people, has agreed to start changing his dieting habits, and he wants to change the way that he eats. He wants to be more active, and this was no prompting from me whatsoever. Like, he came to me about it, and it really made me happy for him to do that. And I know that's not his norm. Like, he wouldn't normally just reach out to me like that. So for him to do that, it made me feel really good. We talked about it, and he decided that that's something that he wanted to do, not only to be supportive of me, but to make it easier on me. And he agrees that the kids could also use, they could also lose some weight, and it wouldn't hurt them. So I feel really good about that. It's just really exciting. Last night for dinner, we made a healthy meal, because I can't eat starchy stuff, and he didn't want me to have a whole lot of stuff around the table or whatever that I couldn't eat. So he was like, make what you can eat. So I cut chicken strips out of boneless, skinless, fresh market chicken breast, and I seasoned them with Mrs. Dash lemon pepper seasoning. And then I took some frozen vegetables, like the California blend with the broccoli and the cauliflower and the carrots, and I tossed them with a little bit of, I can't believe it's not butter, some minced garlic, and I'm not supposed to have cheese, so I didn't put a whole lot in there, but it was like a little bit of like shredded Parmesan. And it all went to the bottom of the pan anyway. It didn't even stay on the vegetables, so, but I did eat a good bit of them. But anyway, so then I also made some Great Value, like Walmart, the Great Value brand. They have really awesome mixes with the quinoa that's steamable in the bag. One that has like tomatoes and feta and spinach, and of course quinoa. And granted, quinoa is a whole wheat or whole grain, and I wasn't supposed to have that. I didn't realize that until after the fact. But I only had like 2 very small spoonfuls, so I'm pretty sure it's not going to hurt anything. It was healthier than, say, mashed potatoes or macaroni and cheese, you know, or pizza or something like that. So I feel good about it. So anyway, this video is getting kind of long, and I may not be able to upload it, so I'm going to go ahead and end it now, but I will give another update soon.